Hey guys, whole Yu-Gi-Oh 808 here. I'm just in my hotel room in California after Nationals, and I'm kind of bored. So I thought I'd make a deck profile since the other two I did don't seem to be up yet, and I don't know. Hopefully they'll be up, but whatever. So I made top 16. I went 10-1 in Swiss. My only loss was in round 8 to a mirror match, and it was late at night, and I think he just played a much more like a more solid game than I did. And so, I mean, good for him. He made it to top 16 too, and he lost to Patrick Hoban, the new champ or whatever. It was a good run for myself and him, I guess. But you know, I really surprised myself. Leading up to the event, actually started practicing all the way back in December with Mike and Dalton. And my team Envious, and sorry if I sound tired, but anyway, so we started practicing, and they were all playing spellbooks, and I wanted to play dragons, and they were trying to get me to switch for a while until like the last week, where I was like wavering in between both, but they wouldn't let me switch because it was too late already. So I was like, alright, whatever. I practice with dragons, so hopefully it gets me there. So I played in Swiss 7 dragons, 3 prophecy, and 1 evil swarm. No rogue decks. I'm from Hawaii, so I mean, like, I guess being from Hawaii, I was kind of afraid of rogue decks because over here there's a lot. So you can see like the influence in my side deck for that. But I played 0 rogue. Then top 64 I played dragons. Top 32 I played dragons. Top 16 I played dragons, where I eventually lost. I lost my top 16 game 3. I opened really solid. I double rejuved for 2 each into Maxi Veiler, but I didn't know that, so I set a book. So when I tried to make a push under Maxi, because I had the book for the Scarecrow, he had MST, so I obviously lost because I was so far behind at that point. But yeah, so anyway, here's the deck list, and I'll explain some choices. For the hand traps, I played 7. I played the 1 Crow, 3 Maxi, and 3 Veiler. So there's 2 things I could have done with the deck, and it was go this way where I main deck all these hand traps for dragons, or I can like go another route where I kind of cut back, and then like I could have just done this as my hand trap lineup and main deck more stuff like Droll and Locks for prophecy. But prophecy was such a horrendous matchup anyway that I just decided to forego it and just play for the mirror match and side for the spellcasters, because there's no point in main decking for them because it's so hard anyway. And it ended up working out. I played 3 prophecy and I only lost 1 game 1, and that was round 1. I was really scared too. I was like, oh god. Anyway, so we have staple. We have the 20 dragons, and then the babies. I played the 1 Wind Tuner. This is way better than the Fire one. A lot of times when you're going for game, you don't want to be removing your blaster and using that effect, because 20, like, is part of what I like to call like the magic numbers, which is 30, 3K, 26, 24, 26, 26, 28, or 24, 28, 28. And so every single one of those involves a 28, except for the 3000 one. So you're going to need the blaster for that 128. So I thought that's why I picked this. And being a win for Tempest was helpful. Spells, we have staple, 3 Super Rejuves. Then I played the staples, 1 Book of Moon. This card's amazing. I don't know, like at one point I was thinking about cutting it, but this card's just too good. 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Reborn. I played Reborn. Oh, and 1 Sark. I cut a Sark for Reborn because against Prophecy, I wanted to, when you make your pushes and stuff, you're using your swords and your rejuves to draw into one of these cards. And when you do play one of these cards, you have to kill them. And so having a Sark wouldn't let you kill them, but like having a Reborn gives you that extra damage that you really need. Even in the mirror match too, like I played double Crimson Blader, so I could like Reborn a Tuner and then Crimson Blader them again if they Veilered my first one. It actually worked out a lot, but yeah. Double sword, 3 is too much, I think. It's an awesome card, but I don't think I could play 3, because, I don't know, I just don't like 3. I don't like having, like, multiples of these in my hand, and 2 is just the perfect number. 1 card destruction, this won me my top 32 match. I almost didn't play this for Nationals. That would have been, like, a huge mistake. He card destructioned, and then he blind card destruction turn 1. Then he discarded 2, so he discarded a total of 7 cards. He rejuvened me and then rejuvened me again. He was at like 14 cards in deck. Then he maxed me on my turn. I special summoned a couple times and played this card for the deck out. So that was lucky. I topped it too. It was like my 6th card. So I mean, I got really lucky this weekend. And then 1 emptiness. Again, to go with like the theme of main decking for dragons, I played 1 emptiness. Side and extra. The extra deck. For synchros, I played an army arm. I never OTK'd with this. I wanted to so bad, but it just never felt like the right time. Especially dodging Veilers and stuff, you can get like punished really hard if you're not careful with the Veiler. I played 1 Bure and 1 Black Rose. This is really important because when you summon Draco Sack and you get the 2 tokens, then you can make this, and this is one of the 26, 26, and then a blaster for 28, so 26, 26, 28. I never really brought these out. This one, you'll see I'll explain this later. I didn't play Wyvern because I think that summoning, only in spellbooks, or against spellbooks, I can see summoning, or anti-meta, I can see summoning a Veiler being the correct play, but never in the mirror match, because Veilers are so important that if you're summoning a Veiler to make a Wyvern, I just never feel like that's the right play. There's always a better play, I think. If you can get a Draco Sack and 2 tokens, then I don't think that's the right play. Level 8, so I played 1 Colossal Fire. This is like the best card. It's huge. Everyone left 2800s, so I go like ram, tack. Yeah. Red Dragon, this is like another great card. Like, I didn't realize this until Attack a Giant card, where I played Gallo, and he summoned one of these against me, and I just couldn't hit over it to save my life. I mean, I eventually won, but like, it really stalled me out. It's like an attack position redox. Then I played Double Blader for the Reborn. I think this was a mistake. I should not have played 2. I think I was fine with 1. So now that Master of Blades is out, then I'll probably cut 1 for Master of Blades. Then I played 1 Thought Ruler. I brought it out a couple times against Evil Swarms. I brought it out 1 time. The 1 time I played him. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I never brought this out, I don't think. Maybe only 1 time under Emptiness in the Mirror. I don't really remember. I know I brought it out sometime. Then Scrap Dragon. This is a good answer for Redox too, when they're playing like the Redox game where they bring out the Redox again and again. Then you can drop a Scrap Dragon and it's really good. Rank 7s, Gaia Charger, Double Big Eye, you don't need 3, and then Triple Draco Sack. Okay, side deck. So for traps, I played 1 Decree. This is because I was afraid of Evil Swarms, Constellars, roguey stuff, so I didn't want to have to be afraid of that. I didn't feel safe without side decking one of these, and the 1 Evil Swarm player that I did play, I drew it against him and I won because of it, game 2. So, I mean, it worked out, because I just flipped it, and then he had an Ophion and I blastered it away, and he just scooped it up. He didn't even want to see what happened. So, aside from that, I don't think I ever sided it in. I played against a Prophecy guy who sided in safe zones, and so I sided this in against him, because I figure if he's can't play his traps, then I just have to play around a Fate, but I don't know if I would do that again. That was risky, and I was up game 1, so I was just like, maybe I would give it a try, since I saw so many traps game 1. Double DNA Surgery. Mike Steinman told me about this card right before the tournament started, and I had to pay $10 each. That's ridiculous. Like $10 each. That's ridiculous. This card's amazing though. Against all 3 Prophecy matchups that I played, it won me every game 2 and 3, because I just flip it and I call Psychic. Then I can bring out a Thought Ruler Archfiend, and it protects every single one of my monsters from like Compulse, and that's it, I guess. But you know what I mean. Or you can call under Rivalry, you can call everything under Dragons, so you can just spam the field and keep attacking. Double Eradicator. Never resolved this at all the entire weekend. not to say that I wouldn't play it again. This card's amazing, as we saw in the finals. Yeah. Decided triple MSC. I feel like this goes in against everything, except dragons, maybe. Maybe against dragons outside too, though. Because emptiness is a card, and maybe one, I don't know. I wasn't really siding these against dragons, because I wasn't thinking about it. But against everything else, this goes in all three, every single time. Then I played one Eclipse, one Vortex, one Last Day. These all do different things. This dodges Defender, which was huge at the Nats, so I wanted an out that didn't get hurt by Defender, so I played Eclipse, and then you'll see in my extra deck with NAWCQ Yomi, it worked out. I played Last Day of Witch because, as you all know, Last Day is Last Day, and it was really hype this weekend too. So those are those two. I played Lightning Vortex. I had two. Originally I had it at 3 Witches. Then I went down to 2 Witches, and an Eclipse, then 3 Eclipse, and then I ended up with this, because Lightning Vortex, there's really no difference between these two cards, except sometimes it matters if you discard a dragon, sometimes it doesn't. Like, this is good because it plays around Mind Drain, but like the point is that you can side this against Constellars, Mermails, all that random stuff, which is why I elected to play it, because I would never see myself siding 2 Lightning Vortex against Rogue, but I could see myself siding 1, and so that's why I wanted this one card, because it's more versatile. And then also Cursed Seal was really popular, so if they Cursed Seal one of these, then I can still play the other two, so that's why. Then I sided for monsters, one E-Virus. This is for the mirror. I only sided 2 cards in for the mirror, and this was one of them. Not much else to say about it. Yeah. I did not side this for Evil Swarm, by the way. That's bad. Then Double Suku. Not much else to say about this card either. This card's amazing. It won me so many Prophecy matchups, and even my Evil Swarm matchup, I dropped it. Or not my Evil Swarm matchup, but you know what I mean. Prophecy, it really helped. And then my last side deck card is Triceratops. This card won me my top 32 match, because we were in time, and he goes first, and he summons a Blaster. And then passes back to me, and my hand is Redox, Swift Scarecrow, Effect Veiler, Dark Hole, and this card, Triceratops. So I banish Redox and Swift, special summon the Redox. I don't get the search or anything. And I summon the Veiler, and I synchro for Red Dragon, and I attack. So I'm up by 200, 78 to my 8k. Then he like makes this huge push by dark holding my field, goes Dracosack, Blaster, Wyvern, and then he swings a Dracosack, and I drop this, and then he shows me that he has Book of Moon. So if I had a Crow, I would have lost, because I would have taken too much damage, and my hand didn't have enough cards to come back from it. So that was fortunate. So that's my deck list. Hope you enjoyed it. Rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks.